This is Viterbi Voices, your chance to hear stories about research, classes, student life, and more.
Directly from our students, faculty, and other members of our engineering community. All right here at the USC Viterbi School of Engineering.
Welcome back into Viterbi Voices. Let's start over. I just haven't done one of these in so long. Or maybe leave it in, I don't know. Welcome back to Viterbi Voices. My name is Paul Ledesma. I'm the Director of Undergraduate Admission here at the USC Viterbi School of Engineering, and messing up this entire intro.
No, but my name is Audrey Roberts, and I am a junior studying mechanical engineering here at USC.
So you have to leave that whole mess up in, Audrey. Just to show that we had a whole talk about what we were just about to do, and then I completely messed it up because I forgot how we do intros. It's been so long. Well, it's good to see you, Audrey. This is the finale episode of season 5. Is that right?
Yep. The last one for season 5.
The last episode for season 5. And what is this episode all about?
This is sort of a farewell episode to our Viterbi student ambassador seniors. So Celeste, Maddy, and Rachel were on the episode. So it's just kind of a sum up of their experience at USC and talks about what they're on to next, which is really cool stuff all over the country.
It's kind of a bittersweet moment. It's always when we come to commencement and saying goodbye to the seniors, because we're excited about what they're going to be doing, but we're sad to see them go. And also, I think it gives you a little sense of reflection that you're a year away from this, right?
Yeah, it's sort of crazy. I think definitely being home and realizing that it's going by super quickly makes me reflect a lot on it for sure.
Definitely. It's definitely an odd time for everyone. And, just so that people are aware, we're recording this on May 13th. And this is kind of the end of the year. The students at USC went remote in the middle of March. I think it actually was like 2 months ago, right?
Yeah, I think our spring break was like the first week of that, I guess. But I think that was like March 13th or 14th was when that started.
Yeah, so it's significant. We're about 2 months out. The graduating seniors are going through. Everybody just finished finals, right? Are we done? Is that finals?
Today's last day of finals.
Today's last day of finals, and our students are going on to commencement celebrations. I know that the Viterbi School has worked hard to create a whole kind of undergraduate celebration. There's a whole bunch of activities tomorrow. Have you seen those, Audrey, at all?
Yeah, I was sort of looking at them last night because although obviously it's kind of a bummer to have virtual commencement. I know they're going to have an in-person one at some point, but I've never been to commencement because I always leave campus before. So it's kind of fun to maybe get to see it when I usually wouldn't be able to.
It'll be interesting. But also tomorrow there's a bunch of like really cool games and stuff like that with faculty members and stuff like that. So actually I got pulled in to help out with that. So a lot of that stuff yesterday, I was working on that the last couple of days, and it looks like it's going to be super, super fun. Hopefully students join in, and they're giving out raffle prizes, drawings to all the seniors that are in attendance. So it should be cool. And then Friday's the big day. So we are wrapping this whole thing up. This is our last episode as we say goodbye to some of our seniors. And of course, to all of our graduating seniors, if you're still listening, if you listen to this, I don't know, congratulations. And we're excited to see all the things that you're going to do. I know it's not how anybody imagined commencement, but hopefully we're doing our best to make it as celebratory as possible, given the constraints that we're under. Couple updates from me when it comes to the incoming class. We've got our incoming class for fall 2020. Very exciting about this incoming class. Incredibly diverse class, incredibly powerful, really, really one of our best classes that we've ever seen. Super excited to, when we get to the point of enrollment, we can release some stats and information about that. But I will tell you, it is on paper, one of the most impressive and diverse classes we've ever seen at the school. And the fact that this all happened during a pandemic, we're incredibly proud of students making that choice and coming to join us. There are a lot of questions about what's going to happen for the fall. And of course, I have those same questions, and I'd love to give direct answers, but there just aren't any. And I think people can understand that there are so many things that are in flux right now. The university is working hard on a number of different levels to figure out how to restart the school and bring people back to campus in both a safe but also productive way. And so, as always, whenever you're interested in learning more about what USC is doing, you should go directly to the source. Everything is published live on the website, coronavirus.usc.edu. There are lots of different updates that happen somewhat frequently. The provost put out a memo, I believe it was last week, that talked about Project Restart and started outlining how those committees are working and what decisions they're working on making. And of course, it's not something that USC can do by themselves, nor are they doing it by themselves, using public health policy professionals. Obviously, the state of California, the county of Los Angeles, the city of Los Angeles, everything's kind of working in coordination and making sure that everybody's doing it on the right level. But it looks like they will have more information, or at least more clarity, when it comes to the end of June. And so that's what the university is saying right now. At least that's our last update that I saw. But don't take my word for it. Please go directly to the website for the official source, coronavirus.usc.edu. And everything's on the table. We're trying to figure out how to make everything run as smoothly as possible and make sure that we are continuing the educational process and allowing for classes to happen however they may need to happen. So there's lots at stake. If you're an incoming student and you're listening to this, hopefully you know that we sent you an email about signing up for orientation, and we also sent you an email to confirm the major that you're interested in. We need you to take action on those items. Almost everybody has, but making sure that you confirm your major, because sometimes you're admitted to one major, but you really want to study something else in engineering. When you're admitted to one of our engineering majors, you can change. Just make sure you let us know in that online form. We need to know that now, because when you sign up for orientation, the registration process for orientation opens on May 18th. So that's 5 days from which we're recording this. May 18th, when you sign up, we're doing everything virtual this year. This is something that we've never done before. And we are creating specific orientation dates and times based on major. So we're going to go week by week. And as we go week by week, we will then do the advisement process virtually with you. Our advisors have created a very cool, interactive and clean and efficient way that you can go through advisement and get your courses registered. Really cool, Audrey. They're going to automate some of this stuff this year, which is really cool. And we are like, registration and orientation is always something that's stressful because no one's ever done it before. So you get really stressed out, right? Do you remember that?
Yeah. Like registering for classes the first time, it's sort of crazy, but
yeah, most of the stuff we do with you guys that day is basically pat your back and say, trust me, it's okay. You're going to get through this. And trust me, in like a year or so, you're going to look back at this and be like, I can't believe I thought this was so stressful, because it all works out. You get used to it. It's just the first time you do it, it's super stressful. So this year we're working to do some cool stuff. I don't know exactly how they figured it out, but they're trying to do some cool stuff that will make it even easier for a remote process. Automate some of those things, and hopefully, I heard our advisors talk about this. They're working hard to see, when we go back to real life, how can we keep some of those features and make it even easier down the road. So that'll all happen. So make sure that you confirm your major in the form that we sent you, and also make sure that you sign up for orientation starting May 18th. We'll have specific dates and times for your registration process, and then throughout the summer, we'll have different interactive activities to kind of get you onboarded to the culture and the activities and things you're going to be doing at USC. Orientation will be virtual all summer long, and we will make sure that we're doing whatever we can to get you back into place for this fall somehow. So that's it for the fall incoming class. So stay tuned for updates, and you'll also be communicated with. For our students that are juniors, you're wrapping up your junior year in high school, you're starting to look at colleges. If you haven't done so already, go to our website, viterbiadmission.usc.edu. If you go up to the request information button at the top, or it's actually viterbiadmission.usc.edu/request-info. It's a weird URL. I might change that. You can make sure that you add your name to our mailing list so that we can send you more information, send you episodes of the podcast, make sure we get forms from you, make sure we get all of your information lined up for your application, and also remind you about your application. Add your name to the list is a good thing. It also lets us know what you're thinking about studying, so we can send you the appropriate information about your major. do that as soon as you can. We will release the common application. The common application releases on August 1st. We'll release our writing supplement to the common application on that same day, August 1st. So make sure you just stay tuned with the website over the summer, and we'll flip all that information over probably mid to late July and then get it ready for the August 1 launch. You don't need to fill it out on August 1. You can just start looking at it. It's not due till December 1st. So make sure that you're checking back at those dates to make sure that everything stays the same way with deadlines, et cetera. So we're moving forward with the incoming class of 2021, and I hope that all of you are doing well out there. I know it's a weird time. Audrey, how are you doing? I mean, I know that it's not ideal, but how do you feel about wrapping up your junior year?
Yeah, I just finished all my finals. Definitely a different experience taking finals at home, like in some ways less stressful and in some ways more stressful, I would say. But I think, at this point, it's almost kind of getting normal to us to take tests online. Like, since we went remotely in March, like, I've taken kind of my second round of midterms and finals online. So I'm glad we had kind of the first round of practice. But yeah, I'm just heading into summer. I'm doing a remote internship that summer. So I'm really grateful to still have the opportunity to do an internship.
That's great.
And that starts next Monday. So just,
oh my God, no break, no rest for the weary.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And it's almost kind of like, since a lot of our clubs and stuff like that went online, it's like sort of this weird feeling where school isn't really ending. So like a lot of the design teams I'm in and student orgs, we're kind of just like continuing through the summer now. Yeah. We've gotten the hang of working remotely with each other. So yeah, I think this is kind of how life is right now, and we're all adapting and still trying to do the best we can.
Yeah, it's definitely weird. I mean, like when we're talking about USC stuff and Viterbi stuff, just like continuing as we go throughout the summer, like there are no weekdays anymore. It's just kind of like, let's just keep powering through. So hopefully for the students that are out there with nothing to do, hopefully we can provide some information. We have our virtual information sessions for students that are thinking about applying. So prospective high school students, we run them Tuesdays and Thursdays. So if you're a junior right now or younger, you want to pop into those, make sure you register for them. We got a lot. We're running twice a week. For students that are at any other colleges or community colleges that are thinking about transferring, that will be, we'll have weekly sessions on Friday. We had our first one last week. So we're doing as much as we can to get as much information out there and really just make sure that we're, providing some sort of service. I mean, it's not a free concert from like your favorite artist, but at least it's something if you want to learn a little bit more about the school. And Audrey, this is also the end of your first season, right? I mean, you've managed this now for about a year. How do you feel?
Yeah, definitely. I think we released a lot of episodes this year, so I hope that students learned something from them. Some of them got into some really technically interesting information, and then I think others were just really cool stories. And we had a lot of people making podcasts this year, which was great. And definitely should expect some episodes over the summer. Not exactly sure on the plans on that, but
okay.
Be hearing from us. So
season 6 coming soon with no specific date. We're not going to promise anything, but coming soon. Exactly. But you should know, Audrey, I think you hold the record. You have produced and uploaded the most episodes of any one producer, of one host, any one student host. This is your 41st episode right now that we're recording. I just looked it up.
Oh wow, yeah, we've done a lot this season. But not without a ton of help. We had a lot of faculty ones that Paul did, and listening to those are all really interesting. And like I said, we had a big team of people interested in different things this year. So definitely powered by a good group of people.
I was going to give you all the credit, but sure, yeah, we had a little cheat, especially with about 8 different episodes that I gave you. And that's all due to all this stuff and the coronavirus stuff. So that's good. I'm glad it worked out, because I think those are really cool episodes and they're getting a lot of plays, which is really awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, 41 episodes.
It's a lot. I was thinking, because I think our semesters are like 16, 18. I don't actually know.
14, 15 weeks, something like that.
I think it's more than that.
Is it? Okay.
It's at least 16. I'd have to pull up some of my notes from classes.
Okay.
But so, obviously in the last month we've released a lot. So I think, but like Paul said, if you're interested in a specific major, the faculty ones we've been doing recently are really fun.
Yeah, but now you hold the record. 41 for one
Crazy.
season. 41 episodes for one season. That's phenomenal. Great job. And this is episode, we don't number them anymore, but this is episode 160. So that's really exciting. 5 years, 160 episodes. Remarkably, we're recording this on my daughter's 5th birthday. This is her 5th birthday. So we're ending season 5 on her 5th birthday, which is kind of cool. She was going to come in, but yeah, she's watching Toy Story.
That's a good birthday.
That's what she picked this morning. So anyway, well, let's get out of the way. Let's get it over to your episode as you say goodbye to seniors. We say goodbye. We wish everyone a very healthy summer. We hope everybody stays safe. And hopefully we just keep pushing through in the way we have been, and we'll all get through this.
Thank you all so much for being here for the penultimate episode of Viterbi Voices Season 5. I really wanted to talk to our seniors, and I would just love to hear how you guys are doing. So first off, do you all want to introduce yourselves?
Sure, I can go. I'm Celeste. I am a senior, like Audrey mentioned. I'm studying mechanical engineering. And I'm from San Pedro, California, which is just like a 30-minute drive away from USC.
Awesome, thanks. And then Rachel and Maddy, do you want to introduce yourselves?
Sure. So I'm Rachel. I am just like Celeste in that I'm also a senior studying mechanical engineering. And I'm from Carmel, Indiana, which is just in the Indianapolis area.
Hey everyone, I'm Maddy. I'm also a senior, spoiler alert, and I'm one of the rare ones studying electrical engineering, or electrical and computer. And I'm from Bethesda, Maryland, which is in the DC area, although my mom recently moved to Seattle. So
awesome. So you guys have like 6 more days until graduation, even though it's not in person this year. What are your feelings right now? Is it sort of bittersweet, I'm sure? I don't know. Celeste, do you want to start off with that one?
Yeah, it feels weird. It just feels like it's not really happening. Like I'm just like, there's no way I'm graduating on Friday. Like it just doesn't feel right. But in terms of school stuff, like everything's going fine, wrapping up like swimmingly, and there's, emails about awards and all this stuff going around, which is just feels weird because I'm in my family home, like with my family. So I kind of feel like I'm in high school still, but also graduating college. So it's kind of this weird set of feelings, but it's definitely bittersweet, like talking to friends about it and taking grad photos at home. But it's also exciting, and I'm excited to see what they do for the virtual graduation because they've been sending some stuff out about people submitting photos and different things for the website. So I'm excited to see what it ends up being on Friday.
Yeah, definitely.
Sure.
Rachel, Maddy, what are your thoughts on the feeling right now?
Well, I totally agree with Celeste in that it's definitely kind of a weird experience. Like for me because I'm also back in my childhood home right now, and I feel like it's like an extended like spring break or like a winter break, since like during my time at USC, I usually went home for winter break or spring break all 4 years. So I kind of just feel like I'm like on vacation almost, even though I'm still like taking Zoom finals and everything. I still feel like when this is all over, like I still have to like go back to USC and do school, but that's not the case. So it's kind of weird to be on vacation, but it's like not going to end, I guess. I don't know if that makes any sense.
Yeah, totally.
yeah, I'm also home with my mom, and I think this is actually the longest I've spent at home probably since literally since high school. And yeah, so I've just been trying to like appreciate having that family time and enjoying like kind of relaxing a little bit with my mom, stuff like that. But I definitely still have that like kind of unresolved feeling where if anything, at least a silver lining is it makes me really excited to go back and visit for like homecoming or when we actually do have our in-person commencement. Hopefully that I'll just like plan a super huge weekend and just go like see all the people that I've really wish I got to like have a better goodbye to.
Yeah, definitely. So I guess that's one thing. How are you? I think socially, obviously, it's got to be tough not being able to, like Maddy say, kind of have like a proper goodbye to a lot of your friends before. I mean, I know the three of you are moving all across the country after graduation. Is there any way you've been able to sort of like keep in touch with people and maybe have that goodbye sort of remotely?
I think honestly, like the one good thing about this quarantine is it's kind of like given me time to reconnect with people that I maybe wouldn't have taken the time to reconnect with if I had been on campus, because I feel like if I had been on campus still, I'd be all stressed out trying to organize, like all my graduation stuff and trying to prepare for finals and doing like all my studying and really, like taking school, like completely seriously and freaking out about everything. Whereas I think kind of being home and being in an environment where it's a little bit less pressure, less stress, in that like you're just taking your classes online. I think that's kind of given me time to reach out to people that maybe I wouldn't have seen in those last couple of weeks, that now I kind of get to be like, oh, what about my childhood friend so-and-so? Like, let me give them a call. So I think that that's one good thing about it, but it is definitely sad that there'll probably be some people that, like wouldn't be able to come back to the future graduation ceremony that they're planning on holding. So hopefully I'll get to see everyone again there, but you never know.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I've learned how to play a lot of virtual board games. I like didn't really know that was a category of things that existed on the internet, but that has been pretty exciting. I've played with family and friends alike, Catan and like all these different games that are online. So that's been pretty fun, and using like apps like House Party and things like that and just hanging out with friends has been really great. And we've been doing like big, like extended family Zoom calls, which I've never done before. Like I've never gotten that many people in one place, like for my family. So that's also been really fun as well. So I think like Rachel said, it's like these things that we wouldn't normally do, that since we're in this situation, like we're taking the time to do. So that's a nice like plus side.
Definitely.
Yeah, I agree with pretty much what everyone said. Like, just it's been a nice time to, I guess, a little bit, like I kind of have re-gotten in touch with some high school friends that I don't usually talk to, stuff like that. But I don't know, I also like definitely am the type of person where like for me, just like the in-person interaction is so much like more meaningful, or not like more meaningful, but it just like I do really miss that. So I am looking forward to when there's some like improvement for like being able to see people in the future with social distancing or whatever. I'm looking forward to that a lot. But
definitely. So kind of, I guess, thinking back before all of this got crazy and unexpected, what are you going to miss most about being at USC on campus? What are you going to miss most about that experience?
I feel like every day at USC and like being a Viterbi student was just so almost like there's just unexpected things that would just happen. Like you would just go about your day and like all of a sudden you would see someone you haven't seen in a while, or like you would go to something and like learn something new. And I just feel like there was always something going on. And I think I'm really going to miss that, because I know working a 9-to-5 job is going to be very different. And I think also we're all people that have been so focused on our academics. So it's weird for me to like feel like I'm never going back to school again, because the environment of like being in a school with all these really smart people doing really cool things was just so like stimulating for 4 years. And I'm going to miss not just like Viterbi students, but just like the environment of being around that.
Yeah, I really think there's something to kind of like that spontaneity. My brain is really in full quarantine mode. But the spontaneity of like what you were saying, like not even just like running into people that you wouldn't expect, like that was really fun. But even like, oh, like someone will tell you about a random class that you wouldn't have thought about before, and then you just take it, or like just random like projects people want to work on. Just like I think that element of things coming up that will like change your week, or maybe even like change your semester, that will just come up in the moment, that are unplanned. And I think that is something, I don't know, I don't think that'll happen as much in the working world. But yeah, I really miss that. And of course, just like being able to run into people, or like go like drop into a professor's office hours, like in person. I think all that stuff, yeah,
Yeah, I agree. I feel like honestly, like the thing that like I'll miss most is kind of just like the people in the community on campus. I definitely do think that there's still like a great community off campus, and that I like if I have friends from a class, I'll be like, let's make a Zoom study group or something like that too. But it's definitely different than, you know, being able to have established that community kind of like face to face and really get to hang out with everyone. And one thing that I've really noticed since I'm a theater minor is that my theater classes on Zoom are like really different. The engineering classes, a lot of times they're like lectures, and I know labs are totally different too, but the lectures you can kind of like get away with on Zoom, I think, because you're just kind of like listening to your professor talk or to show you slides or things like that. But I had to do an improv show on Zoom last week, which was really interesting. So I think I'm going to miss, and since I'm not pursuing theater professionally yet, or at least my plan is not to pursue theater professionally in my future, who knows, maybe someday, but since I'm looking to kind of go into like an engineering field, engineering industry, I think that that's something that I was, you know, kind of hanging on to during my like undergraduate time, that is going to kind of completely go away unless, you know, like when all of this is over, I'm able to find some like adult theater troupe, which I don't know if I'd want to do, but who knows, maybe. So I think that that's something that I miss too, is kind of getting to take some of those like fun, like arts classes that are like really hands-on and getting to enjoy, you know, being with all of the people in that classroom. So, yeah.
I agree with that so much. Oh, sorry, I was just gonna say we should make a group to hold each other accountable to like pursue creative goals and stuff like that. That's something I totally was thinking about. Like, I've taken a lot of music classes at USC. We should just like make a Facebook group and be like, what did you do this week that was creative? Like, go do something.
So cute. Yeah, I was also gonna say, like, one of my favorite things ever at USC was just sitting in the equad and studying on like a beautiful day, just with your friends, like walking by and filtering through and just like hanging out there all day. And that is just like unparalleled. And I feel like I will not do that again. Like, there's so many other things, like we mentioned, like the people, that I think I'm so confident I'm going to keep that with me, and like that's not going to be an issue. But it's just like those little things on campus. So hopefully we'll all come back and be able to experience a part of that again soon.
Yeah, definitely. Is there anything, I know this is like such a terrible and hard question, but like, does something stick out to you as like one of your favorite memories from USC, or like what's like, thinking back, what sticks out to you as something that, you know, was just joy, I guess?
I just wrote a blog on this. So I could like list mine, but that might not be very interesting. I like a lot of mine that I was thinking of like for my blog were honestly like just a lot of like fun weekend trips. I think those are just, there's something so memorable about like being stuck in a car with your friends for like 9 hours driving to the bay in horrible traffic. Like, I mean, I'm usually not the one driving because I only have started to learn to drive right now. So I've always enjoyed those, and I really think the conversation is fun. Those have honestly been some of my favorite things, just kind of like those adventures, like the Weekender, and like some of those things were USC traditions. And then I would say like a couple of things have just been like really, I guess more like academically rewarding for me. Like freshman year, I did the thematic option conference, and I just like still think back to that a lot, and like what a cool experience it was being able to hear like different people's papers that they presented on, that were just like basically like literary analyses of different books, and I got to present mine and get feedback on it. And then I finished up a research paper, doing directed research with a professor this semester. That was like probably just one of the most fulfilling classes I've taken, just because I got to obviously suggest what the research was, and got to focus on a topic that like I really care about, that I've kind of written a couple other papers on in my college career, and had the opportunity to, I guess, like close that out and have that come full circle.
It's great.
Yeah, I agree. It's definitely hard to pick like a favorite memory. I feel like every year there have been like such like extreme highlights. And I think that like a lot of my favorite memories were like in like my freshman dorm, Burn Grant, because there was such a great community in there. And I was an RA in McCarthy, and that whole experience was just a lot of fun too. And it wasn't even just like the process of being an RA, but I really loved getting to kind of like bond with my residents and go on trips. Like I took them on a hike to the Hollywood sign, which was super fun. And then I made like really good friends with the other RAs in the building too. So like that, just having those people kind of was like a highlight for me. My junior year, I was like treasurer of a pre-law fraternity. And for the retreat for that, we ended up going up to Big Bear, and we sang Mamma Mia at a karaoke bar. And I think that might have been my like peak. I don't know. It was really fun, but you know, it's stuff like that, just kind of like goofy, like going to Rocky Horror Picture Show and, you know, like doing kind of all sorts of fun, cool things in LA, like going up to Joshua Tree, stuff like that too. I think that there's just so much that's been, you know, great that, you know, like I'm going to look back on fondly. It's like, to me, it's just impossible to pick a favorite memory, because like the whole thing kind of just like all flows together as this one like beautiful like college montage. So yeah, no, and I think that a lot of it is the people, and the people that I was with at every like kind of aspect of my college career is really what made it enjoyable. I mean, even like late nights and like Sal, like doing like, you know, like FEAs on like CAD homework and stuff. I think that just like being with the people that I was with is what made that, you know, which in theory sounds like, you know, like not super fun, made it really rewarding and a great time. So like I said, it's kind of impossible to pick a favorite memory, but it was all great.
Yeah, I agree. I think I have a few trips as well, which would like be some of my highlights, like going to Yosemite, or like just randomly going places. Like since we're in LA, it's so easy to just be like, okay, next weekend, like let's go do this thing, which is really, really fun. And I think like academically or like extracurricular wise, I think one thing that was really amazing was I got to go to a few different conferences, but one of them got to go to London with a few of my engineering friends. And there was one moment where we were all together at the like Viterbi, I think it was like an involvement fair, or it was like some random thing where we were all there. Maybe it was for prospective students, and all of the people in my group were representing various tables, like tabling for different things. And we all got the email at the same time that we were like a finalist and made it to this London conference. And it was just like the craziest moment ever, because we all like found each other like in the equad, just like screaming. It's just like 5 female engineers just like going insane. So that's probably one of my favorite moments. And then I think also something that's been really fulfilling for me is pairing like community service work with engineering. And so I got to do one workshop that was with middle school kids through Troy Camp, but it was about engineering, and they like pitched inventions. And I think that was one of the most like fulfilling moments of my whole life, to feel like it's everything coming together at once, which doesn't happen so often. So that was also pretty incredible. And that was like sophomore year. So things just happened throughout all 4 years. It's kind of crazy.
Well, that's great. And then I guess just to wrap it up, what are you all planning on doing after graduation? We can start with Maddy.
Okay, yes, Maddy, go.
Oh, okay. So yeah, after graduation, I'm going to be working at Facebook in Seattle, doing software engineering. So hopefully, I think my team selection will happen maybe virtually. I'm not sure. We're supposed to have a boot camp that usually happens, but I'm really hoping to be placed on a team working on AR and VR stuff.
That's great.
I will also be in Seattle. Big contingent up there of USC people. I'll be working at Microsoft in the devices group as a program manager. I also have unclear expectations of how it's going to go at the beginning. I'm starting in August, but who really knows what's going to happen there. But I'm excited. I'm not sure exactly what my team is going to be yet either. So we'll see.
That's great.
Yeah, and I am planning on going to graduate school at the University of Michigan, and I'm planning on getting actually 2 master's degrees there. So I'm going to do like dual master's degrees in aerospace engineering and space engineering. And the space engineering is kind of more of like a systems type engineering. So I'm really excited about that. I don't really know what school's going to look like next year, but hopefully I'll be doing, like research and maybe even, continue on to a PhD, whether it be there or elsewhere. Who knows? Maybe I'll end up back at USC. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. But I'm also continuing my internship from last summer over this summer. And that's with the Aerospace Corporation in the structural dynamics group. So that's really exciting.
That's great. Well, all of you have a lot to be proud of. So I'm definitely sad to see you all leave USC, but I know you're all clearly doing amazing things in the future. So yeah, thank you all so much for being there, and congratulations on finishing engineering degrees. That's definitely a big feat. I know how hard it is. So yeah, I'm very proud of all of you. So thank you all.
Thanks, Audrey.
Thanks, Audrey.
Thanks. We'll
Get
miss you
excited for
too.
your senior year.
All right, and we're back. I think for me, this episode is just a thank you to all of our seniors. Definitely this group. They're all great students and have been great role models to, I think, a lot of us who are younger than them. So it's really exciting to see what they're doing. I think so. Celeste and Maddy are both moving up to Seattle, as they talked about, to work for Microsoft for Celeste and Facebook for Maddy. And then Rachel is going to grad school at the University of Michigan. She's getting 2 masters there. So they're all doing really cool things. So really exciting for them.
Yeah, very, very exciting. Again, bittersweet to say goodbye to them, but hopefully we'll see them soon as alumni, and they'll be involved in alumni activity.
Definitely. But
all right, Audrey, thank you. Thanks for a great season. Congratulations.
Thank you, and thanks everyone for tuning in.
We'll find you on season 6 sometime in the summer.